fact. Let's meet her.
I think it's quite tough to be a woman in magic. People expect you to be the sidekick. It's really important to be strong. I had a friend at university who did magic. She would ask for a volunteer from the audience and I would raise my hand. She would guess my number right. Yes, it is! But really she knew what the number was the whole time. I found that there was this kind of power you felt being on the stage, and I felt like I wanted to be kind of more in control of that. When I started doing my own mentalism, I think I did feel like I had capabilities that I wasn't aware that I had before. A big part of my act today is showing everybody how much potential they have. I want them to go away feeling inspired.
Please welcome Rebecca Herrera.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a secret I'd like to share with you. I am able to see with my ears. I know that sounds strange, but basically this is the ability to listen to the sound of a pen on paper and translate those sounds into images in your mind. After years of practice, I can do this with quite complex pictures, but I had to start somewhere quite simple. I'd like to show you where I started, and maybe you can join in too. So I started by drawing a simple circle. So, you may have noticed that as I drew the circle, you could also hear me draw it. So now I'd like to try that again, but this time I want you all to close your eyes and listen carefully as I draw a different shape. Here we go. Okay, open your eyes. If you saw a square appear in your mind's eye, please raise your hand. Yay, that's quite a lot of you. Amazing. Okay, so this is quite a basic test for seeing with your ears, but now I'd like to take this one step further. Teller, would you mind please joining me on the stage? Thank you so much. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to draw something on the board, but first I'd like you to make a few checks. Please check my ears. Make sure there's nothing sticking out of them. Nothing behind them. Also check my eyes, make sure there's no Google contact lenses. Happy? You can check my hair as well if you like. Make sure there's nothing concealed in there. Now, I'd also like you to please check this blindfold. I'd like you to please check that there's nothing concealed inside it, that it's completely opaque and there's no hidden pinholes. Yeah, good? Wonderful. Now, would you mind please helping me tie this around my eyes? Make sure it's nice and tight. Lovely, thank you so much. So now I'd like you to draw something on the board. Please make sure it's nothing too simple like a shape, nothing too obvious like a flower, and nothing too complicated like a Mona Lisa or the Picasso. But something that you could draw in, say, 10 to 15 seconds and that everyone here will recognize. Once you've finished your drawing, please recap the pen, place it in my hand, and then stand to the side of the board. You may begin your drawing now. Okay, so I'm just really thinking about what it was that I heard you draw. So this was something, yes, this was something, there was a swoop and a down something almost like a banana or a smile or something along those lines, and there was something coming up from it here. I don't think it was a banana, it was more solid than that, but it had that sort of idea to it, and yes, there was something coming up from it, and sorry, I couldn't hear you as well as I would have liked to. Yes, I think I know what you've drawn. You've drawn a boat.
Working with Teller because he even draws silently.
He does.
Yeah.
Draws very quietly.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that nerve-wracking, picking one of them to do this with?
Yes, it was nerve-wracking, but exciting because it means that they get to have a kind of close-up look at me and what's going on, and that's what I want. I want them to have the best chance possible to see what's going on.
Oh, so you see the shapes as you listen to the drawing? Is that you're visualizing it?
Yes, so kind of like I did with everyone where I drew the square. It's like it's a more kind of a further version along from that. Like you can hear when things are like a straight line and are short or long and you can, or curved, and you kind of build it together in kind of elements, and sometimes it can take a while, but once you've got it, it's...
Yeah, well, when you drew the square, I still heard a circle. So
oh, really?
I'm clearly not cut out for this. Okay, it's time to go to the boys. Penn, Teller, anything?
This was this is a tough one. This is a tough one, Rebecca. Really good. You know, this is reading sound that's being done is something that's actually, you know, done in mentalism. It's a good idea. We think that someone else besides the people watching at home and 500 people here is also watching and is also helping you, but we can't seem to figure out exactly how they're helping. Teller did check your ears. He checked very, very carefully in your ears. We think you might be getting, I don't know, we don't want to, want is not the right word. We're not allowed to go all TSA on you and search you. So it seems like we should know how you got that information. That seems like that's the whole trick. And it seems like if we don't know how you got the information, the boat, into your head, it seems like I should put my pad down and say that you fooled us.
So much. A beautiful drawing. Thank you so much.